Wizard of Oz is the definition of a classic movie. Its appeal has spanned over 75 years and entertained millions for generations. For many, Judy Garland will always be Dorothy Gale from Kansas, skipping down the yellow brick road in her ruby slippers. But the role was almost given to the biggest child star of the 1930s and would have changed the film forever. In January of 1938, MGM Studios bought the rights to The Wizard of Oz from Samuel Goldwyn, and they set to work to develop a script for the film. It was decided early on that the film would be a big-budget Technicolor musical. From the very start, 15-year-old Judy Garland, who had been under contract at MGM for 3 years, was the favourite to play Dorothy by producer-director Mervyn LeRoy and song lyricist Arthur Freed. Judy had a fantastic singing voice and a good track record with the audience, but MGM were initially hesitant to put her in such a big role in an expensive production. The studio was already spending huge sums of money on the film and needed The Wizard of Oz to be a commercial success. During the Depression years of the 1930s, Shirley Temple's films had grossed millions for a studio 20th Century Fox. She was one of the most bankable stars of the decade thanks to her sweet charm and ability to sing, dance and act. Studio head Dow Zanuck was scouting for story properties that the studio could purchase and turn into vehicles for Shirley, and he had his eye on The Wizard of Oz. By 1938, the book had sold millions of copies and had fans around the world, including Shirley, but when her mother asked her if she wanted to play Dorothy, she told her that she wanted to meet her. In 1937, while Shirley was filming the film Heidi, there was a proposed deal between MGM and Fox that involved loaning Shirley to MGM for the filming of The Wizard of Oz. In return, MGM would loan 2 of their biggest stars, Clark Gable and Jean Harlow. However, this deal was rumoured to have fallen through after Jean Harlow's sudden death on the 7th of June 1937. With only Clark Gable now being offered, Fox was reluctant to trade their most profitable star. Back at MGM, Judy was all set to take the role of Dorothy, but MGM was still not convinced and sent composer Roger Edens to Fox to hear Shirley sing for the role. He was sent by MGM's controlling parent company, Loews Incorporated, after they felt Shirley was a stronger box office bet to ensure the film made a good financial return. Judy was devastated to hear the news, and Edens was reluctant to go. After he returned to MGM, he reported to studio head Louis B. Mayer that Shirley lacked the vocal strength to carry the role, and the role was given to Judy. When the costume for Dorothy was being designed, Judy tried on various wigs and hairstyles to try find the right look for Dorothy. They settled on a blonde wig for Judy in an effort to make her look younger, more like Dorothy described in the book, and more like Shirley Temple. When the original director, Richard Thorpe, was fired from the project, his replacement, George Cukor, set about making changes to the production. He scrapped the footage that had already been filmed and gave Dorothy a new look. Judy was given more tests in different hair and costume before they settled on the look we know today. The Wizard of Oz did not make back its money upon its first release in 1939, earning just over $3 million against a $4 million production and marketing budget. It would only start to make a profit when it was re-released in 1949, earning the film an additional $1.5 million. While Shirley was disappointed to lose out on the role, Zanuck cast Shirley in a series of children's stories adapted for film. In 1939, the same year The Wizard of Oz was released, the film The Bluebird, starring Shirley Temple, was a Technicolor musical that opened in sepia tones. The film was the first Shirley Temple film to lose money at the box office, and marked the end to her career as the world's favourite child star. Years later, Shirley would say in regards to losing the part of Dorothy, "Sometimes the gods know best."